Most people plan vacations better than they plan their careers. Here is the 5-phase system that changed everything for me. A colleague of mine spent 11 years at the same company waiting for a promotion that never came. She was talented, she worked hard, and every review said she was exceeding expectations. But when I asked her what her 3-year goal was, she went quiet. She had never written one down. Today I am going to walk you through a 5-phase framework for planning your career over the next 10 years, so you never end up stuck like that. The first phase is what I call the honest audit, and most people skip it entirely. Grab a notebook and answer 3 questions right now. What am I genuinely good at, not what my job title says, but what people actually come to me for? What work makes me lose track of time, the stuff I would do even if nobody paid me? And what does my current trajectory look like if I change absolutely nothing for the next 5 years? That last question is the uncomfortable one. A McKinsey study on workforce transitions found that workers who actively manage their careers earn significantly more over a decade than those who let things happen passively. Sit with your answers. If the 5-year projection scares you, good. That is the whole point of an audit. It shows you the gap between where you are drifting and where you actually want to land. Phase 2 is about defining your North Star, and I do not mean some vague idea like I want to be successful. Your North Star needs to be specific enough that you could explain it to a stranger in one sentence. Something like I want to lead product strategy at a mid-stage climate tech company by the time I am 40. Or I want to run my own consulting firm with 3 full-time employees within 7 years. Notice how both of those have a role, an industry, a scale, and a timeline. Vague goals produce vague results. Write yours down and then work backwards. If that is where you want to be in 10 years, where do you need to be in 5? In 3? In 1? This reverse engineering is what separates people who build careers from people who just collect job titles. When Indra Nooyi became CEO of PepsiCo, she had mapped her career moves years in advance, choosing each role specifically for the skills it would teach her. Now comes phase 3, the skill gap map. Compare the person you are today with the person your North Star requires you to become. List every skill that future version of you would need. Strategic thinking, financial modeling, public speaking, managing cross-functional teams, whatever it is for your path. Now honestly rate yourself on each one, from 1 to 10. Anything below a 7 is a gap you need to close. But do not try to fix everything at once. Pick the 2 skills that would create the most leverage right now and go deep on those for the next 6 months. A product manager wanting to become a VP does not need 10 new skills simultaneously. She needs to master stakeholder communication and data-driven decision-making first, because those unlock everything else. Think of skills like compound interest. The earlier you invest in the right ones, the more they pay off down the road. Phase 4 might be the most underrated part of career planning. You need to build what I call your personal board of directors. Every CEO has a board that advises them, challenges them, and opens doors they cannot open alone. You need the same thing, just informally. Find 4 types of people. First, a mentor who is 10 to 15 years ahead of you on a similar path, someone who has already made the mistakes you are about to make. Second, a peer ally at your level who you can be brutally honest with about work frustrations and ambitions. Third, a sponsor inside your organization, not just someone who likes you, but someone with actual power who will put your name forward when you are not in the room. Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn, built his entire career philosophy around this idea. He calls it your alliance network. And fourth, find someone outside your industry entirely, because the freshest thinking comes from people who see your problems with completely different eyes. These 4 relationships will shape your career more than any certification or degree ever could. Phase 5 is where most career plans die, because people treat them like a 10-year document they write once and never open again. Instead, break your plan into 90-day sprints. Every quarter, set 2 career goals that move you toward your North Star. Maybe this quarter it is completing a leadership course and having 3 coffee chats with directors in your target department. Next quarter it might be leading a cross-functional project and publishing an article in your field. The sprint model works because it creates urgency without overwhelm. Review your progress every Sunday for 15 minutes. Ask yourself what moved the needle this week and what did I avoid doing. A Harvard Business Review study found that professionals who review goals weekly are significantly more likely to achieve them than those who only set annual objectives. 90 days is long enough to make real progress but short enough to course correct when something is not working. So your one move tonight is this. Open a blank document and write your North Star sentence. Just one sentence describing where you want to be in 10 years with a specific role, industry, and timeline. Tape it somewhere you will see it every morning. That single sentence becomes the filter for every career decision you make from now on. Should I take this job offer? Does it move me toward my North Star? Should I learn this skill? Does it close a gap on my skill map? A 10-year career plan is not about predicting the future perfectly. It is about making sure that when opportunities show up, and they will, you are ready to grab the right ones. Start tonight. Your future self will thank you for it. That's a wrap, thanks for watching. If this gave you one idea you can use today, hit like and subscribe. See you in the next one.